Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. Today I'm going to talk about hazard identification, risk assessment and risk control Hirarch. The project for this Hirarch is Strata Title Survey for Cadastral Surveying, and this project were prepared by me and my group members. It is conducted by Noor, Aina, Shazuhanna, Alissa, Nurfainah, Muhammad Shahaziq, Hakimi and Noor Hazim by the company of Prima Holdings. And the process or location is Strata Title Survey at Shah Alam.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. In this slide, I am person in charge, which is my name is Noor Hazim Zakaria from AP2206B. In this slide, I will explain about hazard identification and also risk assessment. In hazard identification, work activity is about setting out equipment, which is resurvey lot. Type of hazard, unstable tripod and also total station fall from tripod and broken. Risk, in risk assessment, risk may be affected, got swollen from tripod, injuries due to total station glasses and also damage on total station. Got swollen from tripod, which is the iron from tripod fall into our leg or something and we got swollen from the tripod. In injuries due to total station glasses, which is we will bleeding because of the from total station glasses splash. So likelihood 2, severity 1, risk rating 2. In risk control, recommended control measure, I suggest about practice a safe work procedure, which is aware of our movement when we shoot the total station and also aware the standard operation procedure of the safety working site. That's all.
Dengan suara aku berhenti lah. Identification. Asal?
Mula bah.
Identification. Okay, sorry. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hakimi and today I would like to present to you about the hazard identifications about the established control stations. For the established control stations, I would like to tell you about the setting out the station at the unusual place. And for example, like setting out the stations at the strata survey that involving the high place and type of hazard that involved in this work activities is limited space of work that are danger and unstable control stations locations. For the cause and effect for the hazards is slip away from the high place that can cause many accidents, and then they are accidentally hit by others because of for example the strata that can at the lower ground of the strata survey. It's possible that have some people or other people that walk away around the survey. Okay, for the risk assessment, likelihoods is 2 because of it's not been known to occur after many years because of these accidents very rare to happen in the survey work. Okay, for the severity, I'm rating this severity 4 because of once the accident happens, it approximately one single fatality major that can be explained as a fatal severity. So for the risk rating, it can be say 8. So quite dangerous. For the recommendations control is to provide the safety equipment. For example, like wearing the harness and anti-slip boot for the workers at the survey locations. Also, as we can also provide the rope for the surveyor to help to stay safe at the high ground. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, I am person in charge, Nurfainah. So the third work activity is survey work conducted in strata survey title under the construction. So the type of hazard that can be faced during this survey work is working from height. So basically, when the surveyor is working from height, they may be facing fall from height. So from this hazard, the cause and effect from the hazard is maybe they can break the bones or skulls, and then cells to rupture. So during this cell to rupture, they may the blood vessel of the person who fall from the height can prevent the circulation of the oxygen throughout the body. So without the oxygen, our organ, including the brain, can cease to function. They also can face the massive internal bleeding, which can cause death. The likelihood of this hazard is 5 because the fall from height is the most likely result of the hazard. So the severity is also 5 because it can be called as catastrophic because this hazard can cause numerous fatalities, irrecoverable property damage, and productivity. So when the surveyor is fall from height, so the productivity of this construction can be delayed. So the risk rating for this type of risk assessment is 25. So it can be called the most high risk in this hazard. So the recommended control measure is they should have a correct safety training in working at height, so they can know how they can be educated at regular intervals and on how to use tools and how to spot a potential hazard during working from height. And then they also need to provide a safety net or protection in the construction so it can prevent the surveyor or the workers from falling from the height. The company also need to do inspection and monitoring every day so they can prevent the hazard from occur in the construction. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I am Alissa Binti A.Latif, and I'm going to talk about the hazard identifications, which is the work activity is building inspection, which is ongoing or after constructions. Okay. The type of hazard is we can be exposed or associate to animal or people or infectious plants. In this case, it can cause an effect from the hazard is stung by bees or infected with any virus from people. while we're going to the building inspections on strata title survey, we will be associate with people for asking the directions of the buildings, or and the buildings can be exposed to the beehives, which is we can be exposed to the bees also, and we can get stung by the bees. And also, if the people from the area have a virus or a flu or any fever, we can also be infected by those people. Okay. The risk assessment for the likelihood is 3, because it might occur at some time in the future, but it is very rare because if we take precautions for this type of hazard. And the severity is 2, which is disabling but not permanent injury, because it can be healed by medications and and the risk rating is 6. The risk rating is medium. Okay, because it requires a proper risk control. The recommended control measure for the risk control is provide first aid while we do the inspection on the strata title survey, because every incidents or every injuries can be, we can give we can give the first aid to the people who get the injuries, and we can also wear a overall safety suit and mask to prevent to prevent infected from the virus, and can prevent stung by the bees. And the person in charge is Alissa binti A.Latif. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurfainah and I'm also from class B. This time I will continue the presentation for the next one, which is the work activity involved is for the strata title survey is conducting or taking the building measurement and the building dimension at each floor. The type of hazard associated is working at height. So it can involve the risk of falling object of the construction or the potential of the floor to collapse. Then the cause and effect that might be occur from the hazard are such as slips and falls from a high floor of the building. It also can cause the injuries of the spinal or the neck injuries. Other effect that might occur is such as multiple fracture, and the last effect that might occur may be such serious injuries, which is fatal injuries. The risk assessment for the likelihood is 4. It is because the cause and the effect related are possible, or it has a good chance of occurring. And the risk assessment for the severity is 5, where as we can see the most serious injuries is fatal injuries. Next, the recommended control measure is the surveyor or the staff worker need to wear the PPE such as suitable footwear, such as the anti-slippery suitable footwear, and they also can wear the head protection. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all from us.